Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Simon. Welcome to the final season of The Bad Batch. This is it. This is the end of an era. This is the last show that's going to have had any kind of influence from George Lucas. It could be the last animated show that we get for a while outside of Tales of the Jedi. And, you know, it's the end of really that era of Clone Wars. Once this season finishes, that's kind of like the 15-year story all wrapped up, from that very first movie all the way up to, the events of the aftermath of Order 66. We're here. And there's been a lot of anticipation, a lot of build-up. Now, before we jump in, I just want to make mention of my Star Wars channel. If you haven't already been over there and seen the videos I'm putting out, I'll put a link in the description below and in the comments. I would very much appreciate if you went and checked it out. Maybe subscribe, have a look at the few videos that I've got on there. I will be making some in-depth reviews of The Bad Batch over the course of its season. I make other videos as well, theories, news videos. And so I would very much appreciate it if you could check that out. So yeah, we're here again. Season 3, I've made some predictions that this is going to be pretty dark. I do think that, we will see a couple of members of the Bad Batch killed off, if not maybe all of them. I think the only character that's safe right now is Omega, and I think that's just because she's a kid. I don't think, even even for the depths of the Empire, and the fact that we have seen kids killed in Star Wars before, in Kenobi, and also inferred in Attack of the Revenge of the Sith. I don't think they'd probably do that in this show. I think Omega is probably the one who makes it out. I mean, other than the obvious, Rex, Wolf, Gregor, but I think for other members of the Bad Batch, they are at risk. But they're going to have a meaningful end if that is the case. The first reviews for the first 8 episodes, very, very good. They said that there's a lot of tie-ins, that, it helps to kind of knit together the bigger universe, which is always great. So I'm looking forward to this. Now, as always, these videos are going to be available on Patreon for the full reactions. They'll be up a little bit later, so you'll get the live reactions on YouTube first, then the full reactions on Patreon a bit after. And those on Patreon, it is not with the episode through picture-in-picture. You need to have Disney Plus up, watch the episode side by side, but there is a timer. So if you're interested, once again, there is a link in the description, so go and check that out. So why don't we jump in? Without further ado, let's watch the final season of The Bad Batch. We're going down. I mean, you should know better than to land during a thunderstorm. And also, are your ships not conductive of electricity?
We have to get moving. There are creatures in this jungle.
Huh.
Relax. The lurker hounds keep them at bay. Not this far out. We need them.
Yep, you boys are about to get eaten. I love that shot of Tantus base because it looks like the Death Star trench in a way. It's kind of an iconic Imperial military look.
Sir, the vessel crashed in Sector 4. Should I send a recovery team?
Negative.
Poor guys.
They're past the perimeter, then they're as good as dead.
So they're setting the scene for how dangerous Tantus is. Well, I know it's Mount Tantus, the world's called. I can't remember the name of the world.
How are you feeling today?
Like a prisoner. I want to leave.
Prisoner? Omega, you are no such thing.
Really?
It'll take time to adjust.
Can she leave?
You will acclimate.
Is she locked in her room?
Here, then out there.
And I think she's a prisoner.
Come. We have much to do.
Also, she sounds so robotic. Seems like everyone's wearing those visors. I wonder what they really are. And there's Crosshair. Not even a glance between them. I do like how they're using the commando troopers to make a distinction between, good clones and bad clones. They feel a bit more intimidating and more imperial.
Omega, your sample was taken.
Emery said it was routine.
She knows more about why they take the samples. She's just deleted it. So she's working with them. Because I was asking myself, why is Nala say working with them?
Are you discarding it?
But I think she's trying to protect Omega.
No one. It is safer this way.
This research.
Nala says going to die,
Not like
isn't
what
she?
we did on Camino, is it?
The Empire seeks the reproduction of the genetic M count.
M
The
count.
experiments on the specimens have yet to yield the desired result.
Oh no, are they testing
What specimens?
full sensitivity on
You mean
clones?
The clones?
They're trying to make clones full sensitive?
Clone.
How nice.
The vault.
See to your remaining tasks.
I want to see what's down in the vault. Are there Jedi down in the vault? Captured Jedi? Oh wow. This is Phantom Menace vibes. The Empire does love their laser gates, don't they? I totally want to see these animals get loose in the base.
I betcha.
She's forming a bond, isn't she?
Still won't eat the food, huh?
See, these prison cells aren't as nice as Omega's prison cell, but they are all still prison cells.
Tried to come earlier, but there are too many guards watching me.
You trust too easily.
Maybe you don't trust enough.
I'm sure there's a happy medium between the two of you. What have they been doing to him? He's got a tremor. They certainly will not be going easy on him.
Just go. Before you make things worse for both of us.
His voice sounds so... Normally he's got this kind of really stiff, harsh tone, but his voice seems really soft and broken in a
There has
way.
to be a way out of here.
Is that some kind of hay? Oh, is it for a rope ladder? Oh no, she's making a little doll. Oh, she's making another copy of the doll. Oh. I thought she was going to like Rapunzel her way out, like make a long rope. They're adding blood. I've just noticed that they're adding blood to the samples. Whose blood is it they're adding? Are we looking at an older Omega now? That's a different hairstyle. She seems older.
Good morning, Omega.
Good morning.
Let's begin.
Yeah, it's been at least another month or so. My theory is that if they find blood that contains the ability to take on midichlorians, that person's blood would be completely drained and they would be dissected.
Betcha?
Oh, he's injured.
K9X1! Hurry!
K9. Really? They've got
Betcha's hurt.
the robot watching the animals is called K9.
Maybe I can steal a med kit from the lab and see if there's anything I can use.
Stop. What is your primary objective?
Escape.
Then stop wasting time on lost causes. Forget the hound.
I've got a horrible feeling that the Hound will be killed
Complete the mission.
and Crosshair's point will
Not
be put
without
across.
If I get the chance to escape, I wouldn't think twice about leaving you behind.
Wow.
You're lying.
Ah, yeah, I
You
think he
wouldn't
is.
do that. You're my brother.
They're really building the tension in this one, aren't they? Drip, drip, drip. Tick tock.
What's going on?
Surprise inspection.
Please, Emery.
It is for your own good.
What a bitch.
Come. We have work to do.
Makes me wonder if she's been, you know, psychologically manipulated in some way, because she doesn't seem very... I mean, her emotions seem all dead.
Doctor?
Of course. And we shall soon see if the Emperor is as understanding as I am.
The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am. Even in the early days, they know that he's a threat.
It is protocol.
Go on, Omega. Let it out.
Security alert.
I love how his voice goes, like, even more evil.
I can't go with you yet. I have to get Crosshair first.
No, open up all the cages. Let them run free. In the base.
Go on!
But that is not what killed them. No, it was the creatures that roam the jungle. Even our strongest lurkerhounds struggle against what's beyond these walls.
I like, this is a parallel to the Empire.
201 only made her.
There is danger out there in the galaxy, and they are toughening people up.
She
They've got to be
deserves it.
strong to
The
survive.
flawed logic of an idealistic child. Emotion and sentiment have no place within these walls. You would do well.
That's why Emery is so emotionally dead.
Or what?
Doctor.
Go away.
Omega.
Please, just... go.
She saved it, yeah. She's playing a very careful game, Emery. She's putting on a face because she knows. Oh no, don't tell me that's going to be Batchy getting ripped apart. Well, I mean, that episode pretty much set up what I think we can expect for the rest of this season. A very serious tone, a very heavy tone. And I like the fact that we did stick just with Omega for the entire episode. And it's given us a bit of insight into, you know, where we're going and what's been happening, really. There is 100% a Force user in the vault. It's a question of which Force user. You know, who is most likely to have been captured. Probably during Order 66, but there is also other options. Now, I'm not going to go into my theories here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make a theory video over on the Star Wars channel. Because I've got at least 4 different people in mind who it could be. That they are, I mean, it's clear, they're extracting the blood of a Force user, trying to combine it with the blood of a clone, and they're trying to transfer the midichlorian count. Not just, you know, they're trying to make the clone stronger. And you know what it's for. It's for Palpatine. Palpatine's got one eye on the future. He knows that his body is mortal. He needs another one. And if he can make it stronger, if he can increase the midichlorian count through the transfer process and make himself even stronger than now, that's going to be his ultimate goal. So that's kind of what is definitely going on here. And that's why, you know, they're testing on the clones. That's why, you know, presumably up to the point of the Mandalorian, they've still not perfected it. And that's what Gideon is trying to do. And probably why Grogu is so important, because his midichlorian count is probably far higher than any Jedi that they can get their hands on. It wouldn't surprise me if eventually he said to Vader, go and give some blood samples. You know, you've got a very high midichlorian count. It could even be Palpatine's own blood. You never know. That would probably make sense, but I don't know if Palpatine would be so trusting with his own genetic material. And, you know, being the very secretive person he is, he might not want to risk that. But there's life lessons here, you know. For Omega, you know, not only are we trying to show her what she's up against, that, you know, her ideals are great, but the galaxy she lives in is not so pure. And I loved the parallel, I loved the kind of lesson that was being told of, these animals, we're making them strong because out there in the jungle, they won't survive on their own. If you domesticate them, if you pander to them, they will be weak and they'll be eaten alive. And in a way, it's the same for the Empire. The Empire's whole mantra is strength, security. And so they feel like in a galaxy that is like a jungle, and you could be eaten alive out there, you have to toughen people up. You have to stop mollycoddling them and, be strict and, punish people and take away all of the emotion. And, it's a very kind of, it's a very fascist thing to do. That is the pretty much the sort of psychology of a fascist state. And it's clever. It's clever how they're trying to teach that lesson to Omega through the animals. But I can definitely see some of those animals getting loose. They're doing it. It's kind of a duality here. Not only are they trying to give that lesson, they're also trying to set up the idea that anyone who ends up in that jungle is going to die. So I think the Bad Batch are probably going to end up in that jungle at some point, and we'll know how dangerous it is. But you never know. Batchy's probably going to come back and help them in some way. This is the thing, is that whilst they are trying to show you the ideals of the bad guy, and, they'll give a little win to the bad guy in this episode, but eventually it always comes around and the idealistic way wins out. Batchy will be back. Batchy will probably help save Omega. I wouldn't have minded if they'd just done the completely dark thing and had Batchy just killed at the end there. Like, ripped apart, as if to say to Omega, they're right. Your ideals are not going to help you survive in the jungle. But they didn't, and I appreciate that. It might have been a bit too soon, and they've probably got plans for Batchy to come back. But we had nothing from the Bad Batch, which is fine from me. We've got another 2 episodes to watch, which will be up very shortly. I'm having to edit these after each individual one. But yes, in the meantime, thank you for watching. I'm going to jump straight on to the next episode, and I will see you for that one.